been in the making for many months. It has taken many hours of labor, phone calls, traveling across the DuPage County and Cook County area. It has taken a lot of energy, money, time on the part of a lot of people to make this happen tonight. And to you all, we are grateful. Having been here all you for almost 2 hours, just hanging out, we just can't keep you any longer. So we start right now. And let's ask Sarah Colley to give you that warm, it takes a village, Africa, welcome here tonight on this first fundraiser to help the boys and girls in Guinea-Conakry. Sarah Colley.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I hope you're all having a wonderful afternoon. My name is Sarah Coley, and I'm Fatu's younger sister. First, I would like to thank everyone for taking their time and coming out here to support our cause tonight. This very moment has always been a dream of ours from the very beginning, to be able to utilize our blessing as a platform to help those back home. My sister's positive outlook on life is the reason why we're here today and living that dream. So I am proud to stand in front of you tonight in support of my sister and her hardworking team, because this is a new chapter to a great journey. To start off the event, I want to give you a little background on our guest speaker, Mr. Earl Merritt. Mr. Merritt has been working with juveniles and their families for 30 years and retired as a superintendent at the Illinois Department of Juvenile Justice. So without further ado, I introduce to you our first segment of the show. So please help me welcome Mr. Earl Merritt to the stage. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, let me tell you, I am deeply honored to be here this evening. As Sarah told you, I've spent the last 30 years of my life working for a cause that I really didn't know existed until I had the opportunity to lead the two. And before I go into that, I want to tell you a little bit about where I came from and what brought me here to this stage tonight. As a young man, I never really thought much about giving back. I never did. I'm sure like most of us, when we pass someone on the street who's collecting coins or got a call, we drop a few dollars in a bucket, and we move on, satisfied that we've done the right thing. After I retired in 2010, I had the privilege of meeting a young lady, and I met many of them in my life. A young lady who immediately, upon meeting her, impressed me with her passion, her drive, her commitment to do something not only for herself, but to help those less fortunate than ourselves. A lot of times we here in America forget one thing: we are truly blessed. We live in one of the greatest nations in the world. We've accomplished untold wealth. We go about our daily lives and eat and do well. But so often we forget that there are those behind us, particularly the young women and young children, that haven't been afforded that opportunity. And if Fatima asked me if I would stand here today and speak about that, I was more than happy to do that. Over 30 years of my career, I've watched endless young men, young women, and children end up in our juvenile justice system. And I think most of us know that there's a disproportionate number of minorities, particularly blacks, that are locked away in our system today. We represent 70% of the individuals that are locked up behind walls today in this country. We also tend to forget that one of God's greatest gifts to us on this planet is our women and our children. They're our greatest gift. But they're also the most vulnerable in our society. They're the ones who carry the weight. They're the ones who pull the buckets. They're the ones who make homes. And yet they're the most disadvantaged and often left behind. So tonight I come to you with my own personal ask. That you look back and you give a little. If you don't give until it hurts, you haven't given. There's a saying that says to give up one's money is to give a little. To give of oneself is to give a lot. Your presence here tonight, you being here tonight, simply means that you obviously are concerned. If your being here means that you are caring, that you do know that we have a problem with our women, children. What Fatima is trying to do is to open up a world that has been closed to our women for so long. Her mission and her goals are of the highest moral standards, and I stand behind her 100%. I'm not going to bore you tonight. I'm sure that each of you, we stood here for 2 hours waiting for this. So I'm asking each of you tonight to look into who you are, what you are, look at your successes, give a little. Be about reaching back, helping someone that's less fortunate than yourself and bring them along. That may come about in the way of a kind word. It may come about in the way of you writing a check. But everything that we do celebrates who we are. None of us in life are going to be remembered for the size of the house we live in. We're not going to be remembered for the type of clothes we wear. We're not going to be remembered for the amount of money that we make. Every eulogy I've ever read ends with how you impacted the lives of someone less fortunate than yourselves. And that is what It Takes a Village Africa is all about. So I ask each of you, thank you for being here. I ask that you give and give until it hurts. Thank you.